Everyone, Alfagel here again. Welcome back to my channel. I pray you're all doing well, and may God bless you all. In this video, we'll be criticizing videos by Airrickdebunks. Now, for those of you who don't know, Eric is a gay activist, and ever since Donald Trump was elected for the third time in a row, Eric has been making videos spreading unfounded fear propaganda about his upcoming presidency. So, from this point on, I'll be calling Eric the queer monger. The first video we will be looking at is titled Disney Censors Transgender Episode of Marvel Series. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur creator speaks out. In this video, Queermonger talks about an episode of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur that Disney decided to pull. And believe it or not, as we shall see, Queermonger blames Donald Trump and the government for Disney's decision to pull the episode.
To talk about censorship. Actual, legitimate, 100% censorship. And if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you'll know that almost in every instance, I am anti-censorship.
Are you really anti-censorship, Queermonger? When social media bans certain topics like the laptop of a certain son of a certain occupier of the White House, or questioning the results of the 2020 election, or a certain virus from China, or a certain vaccine of said virus, did you speak out against it? Did you speak out when the government violated the First Amendment and jailed Douglas Mackey for simply sharing a meme? No, you didn't. So you're not against censorship at all, Queermonger. And notice that he said in almost every instance he is anti-censorship. Yet seconds later he says that he doesn't agree with any form of censorship. You can't be both.
Almost in every instance, I am anti-censorship. I don't believe it. I don't agree with any form of censorship.
You can't be both. Which is it, Queermonger? Let's hear what else he has to say.
A fully completed episode, of the Marvel TV series Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, set for early season 2, has been shelved due to the party that won the recent election. One of the crew members on the show even went out to call this a lost media episode. Here's a tweet. So I guess I finally got hit with one of the project's episodes I worked on is getting shelved because of which party that won the recent election. It breaks my heart knowing that this impactful and amazing episode is now about to be considered a lost media episode. But wait a minute, Eric. I thought that people were telling us that we were overreacting, that we shouldn't be worried about things like this happening. And look, not even sworn in, not even the president yet. And already the news of what these companies are expecting is causing them to have a knee-jerk reaction, and that is doing stuff like this.
Earlier, Queermonger is somehow blaming Donald Trump and the government for Disney themselves freely choosing to pull the episode, when Disney never gave an official reason for pulling the episode. The tweet that he showed was simply from an employee of Disney who is only speculating on Disney's reason for pulling the episode. Queermonger knows this is pure speculation, yet he is presenting it as fact. Also, he is blaming the Trump administration, who's not even in power when Disney made this decision, and whom had nothing at all to do with this decision. Let's continue.
And also the people who are so against government overreach, so against studio meddling and censoring stuff, they're really quiet on this. And this has been out for over 24 hours now, meaning that by now it would have already hit their news cycle and they would have already been making videos about it, but they're not going to, because it's a trans character. It's a queer episode of TV, and they don't want to stick up for censorship or anti-censorship in this regard, because to them, this is okay. This is where we are.
What government overreach are you talking about, Queermonger? Again, the government had nothing to do with this. Nobody from the government told Disney to pull this episode. But again, he's going to blame the government as if it is fact, because, like I said, he's the queermonger. He has to spread his lies and propaganda to keep his audience falsely afraid of the Trump administration, and if he actually told the truth, he couldn't push his fear and propaganda. And Queermonger, if you're so afraid of government overreach, then you should be very happy that Trump put Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy in charge of Doge, which is designed to reduce government programs, therefore reducing government overreach. Continuing.
And so I can't imagine why everyone out there who is so anti-government overreach, who is so pro-creative, who is so all about let the people making the stuff make their stuff without any censorship, why they're so quiet. I wonder why that is. Now you're okay with Disney committing censorship?
Because it's not actually censorship. And the reasons I say that it's not censorship is, number one, regardless of your fear-mongering, the government did not censor this episode. Disney themselves chose to pull the episode. Do you guys remember what people on the left, like Queermonger, said when social media actually did censor what people had to say? They said, well, it's a private company. They can do what they want. But all of a sudden, when Disney themselves pull an episode that you happen to like, only then do you claim it to be censorship. Isn't that weird? Well, Queermonger, Disney's a private company. They can do what they want, right? Now, the second reason why I say it's not censorship is that, as far as I know, the episode was not officially aired. Now, it would be much different if Disney had aired the episode and then later decided to pull it, but they never aired the episode to begin with. If you want real examples of Disney's censorship, one would be covering Chadwick Boseman's face on the Black Panther posters for China. Or another would be shrinking Finn on the Star Wars posters, again for China. Or, for an older example of Disney censorship, how about when Disney vaulted Song of the South? You know, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, my oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine headed my way, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Now that's censorship, because it was originally released in theaters and aired on television, but then Disney decided to vault it. That's real censorship. But I'm sure you're okay with that censorship because censoring Song of the South fits with your worldview. That kind of censorship is fine with you. Continuing.
This is a win, right? This is a win. So Disney swooping in and censoring art is a win for you now. So now you're cool with it. Now we're good.
A win. But it's not a win for me. It's not a win for Disney. It's a win for the American public. It's a win for Disney's customers. Because if Disney did this because of the result of the election, it's not out of fear of Trump or the government. It's to please their customers. Because ultimately, it's the people who elected Donald Trump. It's the people who said, we're tired of all this gay crap in our entertainment. And we're especially tired of all this gay crap in children's entertainment. So I made a comment on Queermonger's video about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. I said, how is it censorship and government overreach when the government had nothing to do with it? Well, your side always said they're a private company, they could do what they want. What happened to that? Now what's happening is Disney sees the way the winds are blowing, and they see that the public has spoken, and they don't see profit in woke garbage anymore, at least for this instance. Besides, gay stuff doesn't belong in children's entertainment. Monger actually made a video short to reply to my comment. Let's hear what he had to say.
You guys are really stupid. Did you even watch the video?
He's stupid when he's nearly 50 years old and he has still not figured out that the anus is an exit and not an entrance. And unfortunately, yes, I watched your video.
Let's start out with the censorship part. If Disney actually removed the episode because they believe the content would be something that the political climate would not like, then they are, say it with me, censoring that content. And I wasn't sure if you guys are pro-censorship or not, but I guess now we're seeing the true colors.
Okay, let's begin by looking at the definition of political climate. The aggregated mood or opinion of a population about current political issues that affect said population in some way. In other words, the view of the people on a political issue. So, just like it's the will of the people to choose Trump, it's the people who decide what the political climate is. The political climate is not the view of one party, but the view of the people as a whole. So by pulling the episode, Disney is not being censored. They are doing the will of the people. In other words, their customers. So, how is doing what the customers want a bad thing? Giving people a voice in Disney's creative decisions is democracy, and I thought your side was pro-democracy, but I guess you are showing your true colors. The people have spoken, and the people don't like your gay shit.
Next, let's talk about the government overreach.
Now let's look at what Google says government overreach is. Government overreach is when a government exceeds its legal authority or constitutional limits. So Queermonger thinks that Disney choosing to pull an episode is somehow an example of government exceeding its authority? What? I think Queermonger might literally be insane.
Now, why would Disney fear putting out this episode in the current political climate? Because the Republican Party is transphobic. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. There's no arguing it, so don't even bother. And since that's the case, they're worried that the new people in power may come down on them.
Again, what? First, I like for Queermonger to define transphobia, because to many people on the left, simply not allowing biological men in women's restrooms is transphobic to them. Not allowing biological men to cheat in women's sports is transphobic to them. Not allowing biological men in women's changing rooms is transphobic to them. Second, when someone says there's no arguing a topic, it usually means that they have no argument and they would lose a debate on that topic. Third, the Republicans weren't even in power when Disney made this decision. So, if there is any government overreach, it would be by the Democrats. And even they had nothing to do with this decision. So, at this point in time, there was no government overreach. Now Queermonger is moving the goalposts and claiming that Disney did this out of fear of future government overreach. So even he is admitting that there was no government overreach at this time. So I'm right, and there was no government overreach. The government literally did nothing to Disney.
Remember the stuff with Ron DeSantis? They're not fans of Disney. So there you go. Censorship and government overreach.
So that's his example of government overreach. You see, what happened is that the previous administrations in Florida gave Disney special privileges that other businesses in Florida did not have. So DeSantis took away Disney's privileges and leveled the playing field for Disney's competitors. That's not government overreach, that's making things equal for everyone. That's what the government is supposed to do. If you want an example of real government overreach and censorship, the Dems put pressure on social media to cover up the Hunter Biden laptop story. Political climate is not the will of one party, but the will of the people as a whole, which includes Republicans, Democrats, Independents, and everyone else. And the people have decided that they're tired of all the gay shit in entertainment. Hey, that's about it for this video. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm Alpha Eagle. God bless you for watching. God bless America. And I pray that Queermonger gets his head examined.